when I got into college, I had a decision to make about if I was going to stay engineering or if I wanted to become a teacher. And I always thought that teaching English or teaching history would always be like a lot of fun, and I really wanted to do that. But I knew that the lifestyle I wanted to have, because, you know, growing up, I mean, you know, people thought that we had a lot, you know, we had money when I was a kid, but, you know, we were lower middle. So it's not that we had a lot, it's just that my parents were able to show a lot. So there was a big facade there that, you know, it is what it is. But I don't blame them. It is what it is. They wanted to provide for me and my brother as best as they could, but there was some big holes in that method that they did it. But anyway, I made a decision to go to engineering, and when I did so, it was hard, man. I had to go through calculus. I mean, you're looking at a dude who's freaking dyslexic or you know, got dyslexic tendencies and ADHD. It's like I could barely keep my freaking feet on the ground without wanting to run out the classroom because I was full of sugar. Well, when I decided to do engineering, there were some things that happened with that helped define me as a person and as a man. See, when I got through it, first my internship, I was making a gang of money. So I was realizing that I was able to live a lifestyle that I wanted to live. But also too, I wouldn't have that lifestyle if I chose to teach. Now that was my decision. Okay, you might have made a different decision, but I made the decision in college to go to a major and to do a major where I would be paid, you know, high 5 figures and then low 6 figures. It's like I wanted that for myself, and I wanted that freedom. Now, in doing so, I realize now, as I'm 44 years old, turning 45 in 2 months here, that I'm able to provide for my wife, that I'm able to provide her a safeguard, to provide her a castle to really decorate and do what she wants to do on the inside. Because remember, my job as a man is to provide the castle, to give her that guard, to give her the safety that she needs so that she can thrive. That's actually what, you know, for you ladies, you should be looking for dudes who want to provide that for you. If that's too much pride for you, if that's too much, that's your deal, man. And if you need to control that, that's your deal. But there's some women out there who are seeing the fallacies, the big holes within the feminist movement, and how control is actually giving you less control of your life. You got to control all types of stuff. So you're spinning a bunch of freaking dishes in the air and throwing balls in the air like you're juggling, and you're not able to keep up with everything because it's just so hard. But what if a guy's actually there to provide some of those things for you? But you got to look for that dude. You guys actually have an individual in your life that you're seeking after, who's got the character to want to protect you, to want to care for you, and who wants actually to hold you in that esteem. If you don't, then you might go for some beta dude who just wants to use you for your money, who wants to use you for what you've got, and you're willing to give it because you think that your life is about nurturing, about giving. But you're holding the position, like my wife calls, of the penis, where you're always giving, when in reality you're the vagina should be receiving. Okay, my wife will tell you all about that language. But the truth is, here you get to make that decision in what you actually want, and I want to help you maybe in that, because if you're making that decision for yourself and you're making these things, you know, making bad decisions, you'll end up wasting your time with dudes who are not going to be there for you when things get tough, because you're not going to be able to give the way that you were given before, and you'll end up expending yourself, your heart, your soul, and all your, maybe even all your credit and all your money and all your resources for a man who's not able to do that for you. Now, you might have a good arrangement with whoever it is that you might be dating, whatever, that's totally up to you. But I'm realizing right now that there's a lot of women out there who are really feeling like they're just not able to, you know, get these guys who really may have that in them as a gentleman to take care of you. You got to seek it out, but you have to first want it and really give up some of the stuff that you want to hold as your own. And it's going to sound crazy, the independence. Because really what guys give up, when we get married, we give up access to any vagina that we want. I'm just being straight up to you, okay? We give that up. And the guys that get married and aren't willing to do that, well, they never were married in the first place. They were just in your freaking presence to get some of yours until they ran into issues about a year, 2 years in. So I give up access and all that for other women. But what you ladies give up is you give up your independence. And that's a hard thing to do, especially if you're in your late 30s, early 40s or 40s, whatever, 50s, whatever. You have to decide about what it is that you want, because you may want somebody to be there for you, but you may self-sabotage yourself with some dudes who cannot give you what you want because you're still trying to be everything. Just think through that. It might sound kind of crazy, but you got to think through it. If you don't, believe me, it's going to be the same story over and over again. If you keep on dating these dudes who are just going to take from you, you'll just keep being the woman who's kind of left behind.